As I have told you, the matter can be classified into two categories, that is on the basis of physical classification and on the basis of chemical classification. As we have already taken into account the physical classification, that is the different states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. And I have also told you the four more states that exist, that a substance can, that a matter can exist. Now coming on to the chemical classification, we can classify the matter on the chemical basis into two categories, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. Before we proceed, I would like you to explain this phenomena with an example. See, you have seen air. You all have seen air. What actually the air is? Air is the mixture of gases. It contains O2, it contains N2, it contains CO2 and many more other gases and traces like methane and all. It contains many more gases. So when I take into account air, so can I say that where I am standing it contains O2 gas, where you are standing it contains CO2 gas, or does it look different at different places? No, it looks same. So that means it contains the different, though it contains the different gases, but whenever you pick up a sample, you collect the sample, it appears to be same. So it is a homogeneous. We say it is a homogeneous. Homo means same and hetero means different. So what do you mean by the homogeneous matter? Homogeneous matter is a matter which has uniform composition and properties throughout, and moreover it exists in a one phase. See, if I take a sample of air, you'll not get to see N2 differently, CO2 differently. You'll get to see a one phase. So we say air is a homogeneous. And when we talk about the heterogeneous, so for example, if I take a sample of iron and sulfur, they both are also the matter. So if I take a sample of iron and sulfur, you will get to see iron differently and the sulfur differently. Even you can hand pick and separate it. So that means they do not have uniform composition and even the properties will be different, because iron will exhibit different properties and sulfur will exhibit different properties. So any matter which does not have uniform composition throughout or definite properties, or it exists in more than one phase, we say that it is heterogeneous. So we have, again I am repeating it for you, matter can be classified on the basis of chemical classification into two categories, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous matter is that which has uniform composition throughout. From wherever you pick the sample, it will appear to be same. Even the properties are going to be same. If the boiling point, if I take an example of boiling point, if the boiling point of this much sample out of that which we have taken is 100 degree, it will remain 100 degree for the other also. So the properties and the composition are thoroughly same and it will appear to exist in one phase. For example, one more example I will take for you. For example, I take a pinch of salt and dissolve in water. You stir it, what you will get to see? You will get to see a salt solution, and whether you see it from the top or you see it from the bottom, it will appear to be same. That means it exists in one phase. So that means it is a homogeneous matter. And coming to heterogeneous matter, as I have told you, heterogeneous matter is that in which the composition and properties are not uniform throughout, and moreover you will get to see more phases. And I will illustrate it with an example. Suppose we add a spoon of sand in water, okay, we stir it, we will get a solution form. But when we will keep that mug or tumbler in which we have dissolved undisturbed for a few minutes, then we will get to see that the sand or anything which we have added being heavier settles down and the water comes up. That means they form different phases. You get to see sand also, you get to see water also. So that means it is a heterogeneous, because water will show its own properties and sand will show its own properties. So that means not the properties are same and not the composition is same, and also you get to see more than one phase. So it is called as heterogeneous. Few more example I am putting up for you. For example, we have water. So How you will classify water? As homogeneous or heterogeneous? Yeah, it will be homogeneous. From wherever sample you will pick, the water will exhibit the same properties, though it contain hydrogen and oxygen atom. But still, the properties, composition, the phase is one. Again, I'll take one more example for you. For example, the sand and salt. If you take a mixture of sand and salt, you will get to see two phases. So that means it is in heterogeneous. So this is how you identify that the matter is on the basis of chemical classification, that whether the matter is homogeneous or heterogeneous. Beside this, we have one more kind of chemical classification which we can do is, that is into two categories, pure substance and mixtures. The substance which is formed of only one kind of substance is called as pure substance, and which is formed of more than one kind of substance, it is called as mixture. For pure substances is classified into two categories, further into two categories, that is element and compound. Element and compound exist as pure substance. They are formed of only one kind of substance and they exist in one phase only. So what is an element? Element is a substance which is formed of atoms, cannot be broken down into more simpler substance. So that means it exists in only one phase. It is homogeneous. It shows the homogeneous classification. And the compound as I have already told you in the previous unit, that compound is formed when the elements combine, chemically combined, they form the compound. The compound is formed when the elements combine in fixed ratio of volume and mass. Then the compound is formed. So element and compound comes under the category of pure substance and they are homogeneous. But when we get to see mixtures, for example, we take a mixture of iron and sulfur. So we get to see that it is formed of more than one kind of substance. That means it is a mixture. So any substance which contains more than one kind of substances with different properties, it is said to be heterogeneous and comes under the category of mixture. So again, mixture is of two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous, same as we did in this. Uniform composition properties throughout, non-uniform composition properties throughout. One phase exists in more than one phase. For example, we take an example of mixture salt and water. So you get to see a one phase substance. So it comes, though it contains the different substances, but still it is a homogeneous because the properties, composition and the existence of phase is same. And in case of heterogeneous, for example, we take a sample of sand and water. So when you will dissolve it, it will get dissolved, but when you will keep it undisturbed, you will get to see different phases, even the composition will be different and the properties will be different. So this is how we classify the matter into different categories. Now, as I have told you all the categories, I would like to sum up the all classification in a flow chart so that it should be clear in your mind that how the classification of matter is done. So, matter classified on the basis of physical classification, classified on the basis of chemical classification. On the basis of physical classification, we have gases, solid, liquid and gas, existence of substance in three states, and under chemical classification, we have homogeneous, heterogeneous, and one more classification as I have told you, that is the pure substance and the mixtures. Pure substance is again of two types, that is element and compound, and mixtures are also comes under two categories, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. This is how we classify matter under these categories.